Let's start, Divya. Divya, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. How about you?
Yeah, I'm also good. Okay, so Divya, tell me about yourself.
My name is Divya Morik. I have completed my BSc from Mumbai University, and I've recently completed the MCA from Dr. D.Y. Patel School of MCA. And about my skills, I am proficient in Java Ops and collection, concurrent collection, exception handling, multi-threading, and Spring and Spring Boot framework.
So tell me about the dependency injection.
A dependency injection means we do not have to create the object manually with the new keyword every time because using dependency injection, Spring will create the object and inject those objects into the required field. So this is dependency injection, and using dependency injection, we can make our application loosely coupled. And there are four types of dependency injection: uh, field injection, setter injection, constructor injection, and lookup injection.
So which one you preferred between setter, constructor, and field injection?
It depends on requirement. If I want injection mandatory, then I will go for constructor injection, and if I want it optional, then I can go for setter injection.
Okay, and what about field injection?
Because field injection internally uses reflection, which impacts the startup time of the application, it is not preferable.
Okay, good. Coming to the IOC. So tell me about the IOC and what are the types of IOC and what is the use of IOC?
IOC stands for inversion of control, and it is a principle in which we do not have to create the object manually with the new keyword because Spring will create the object for us. So here control is inverted, and that's why it is called inversion of control. And inversion of control can be achieved with a dependency injection. And IOC container means when we start the application, Spring scans all the classes which have stereotype annotations, and it creates the object for those classes, and those objects are stored inside the logical memory, and that memory is called IOC container. So there are two types of IOC container: bean factory and application context. Bean factory is now deprecated, and it is the lazy one, and application context we use it by default, and it is the eager one. So these are the types.
Okay, how you rate yourself in collection?
uh, about Out of 10 I would rate 8.
Okay, good. So tell me what are the types of collection which you know?
Collection have three implementations: set, list, and queue. So
Okay,
set and list also has multiple implementations. Like list have array list, linked list, and vector. And set have multiple implementation like asset and
mhm.
linked asset and tree set.
Okay. So let's say we have one requirement in which I don't want duplicate and I want to provide a sorting order. Then which collection you will prefer?
Then tree set would be preferred because it provides natural sorting order, and also it removes the duplicates.
Okay. And let's say I have a custom object like a student. Then will it?
If we pass the custom objects, that throws an error exception. So to handle that, we can use the comparable or comparator interface.
Okay. So you said it comparator and comparable. So which one is preferred in comparator and comparable?
Comparator is preferred because comparable provides only single sorting order, but comparator provides multiple sorting order.
Okay. So let's say I have requirement in which I don't want duplicates. So which collection you will choose?
Then set interface will be used, and set interface has multiple implementations, so we can use any one of the implementation of set.
Okay, so let's say I want to add any custom object like a employee one, employee two, which has same content. So in that case, will it be able to filter duplicates?
Actually, it will not filter duplicate, but to remove the duplicates, we can override hash code and equals method. Then it can remove the duplicates.
Okay, good. Now coming to the next. So do you know about the hash table or difference between the hash map and hash table?
Yes. Hash map stores the elements in the key value pairs, and it stores the values in. It does not maintain the insertion order. So hash table is similar to the hash map, but hash table is synchronized, which means only single thread can access hash table. And hash table provides thread safety, but hash map does not provide thread safety. So, but performance-wise, hash map is better than hash table
Mhm.
because hash table is synchronized.
But you said that performance-wise, hash set is not good, and but it provided thread safety, right? But the thing
Yes.
is here, I want thread safety and I want performance. Then what you will do?
Then we can go for concurrent collections. Concurrent collections have three types: copy on rate array set, copy on rate array list, and concurrent hash map. So we can use concurrent hash map for that purpose.
Okay. And how that concurrent collection provides the thread safety with the performance?
In concurrent collection, for writing operation and reading operation, it creates two different copies: read-only copy and write-only copy. So, write-only copy is synchronized. It has bucket level locks, which means multiple threads can access multiple buckets at a time, but each bucket is synchronized, which means only single thread can access that each bucket. So, this is how it provides thread safety as well as performance.
Okay, good. Mm, okay, so coming to the next question, do you know about the singleton?
Yes, I know about Singleton. So, Singleton is if we make a class Singleton, then we can get only single object of that class. And to make a class Singleton, that class should have no states or should have shareable states. And there are two types of singleton: lazy singleton class and eager singleton class. So in lazy singleton class, when we request for the object, then that singleton class creates and returns the object. And in eager singleton class, in eager singleton class, it creates the object at the runtime, and when we request for the object, then it only returns the object. So this is the difference between lazy singleton class and eager singleton class. So in lazy singleton class, we have to make a constructor private, and then we have to provide a factory method to create and return the object. And in eager singleton class, we have to write the object creation logic in the static block, and then we have to provide the method to return the object.
Okay,
And singleton class can be broke by multi-threaded environment and by cloning, serialization, and reflection. So this is about singleton class.
so you said that in multi environment we can break that. So how to avoid so in such scenario, especially in multi-threading? So what you will do to avoid the breaking of singleton?
So in lazy singleton class, we are providing the factory method to create the object and to return the object. So inside that factory method, we can write the object creation logic inside the synchronized block.
Mhm.
So this is we can do to avoid the singleton class to be broke from multi-threaded environment.
Okay. Uh, so tell me what are the bean scopes in Spring?
So there is a singleton and prototype session and WebSocket, and there is one more, but I cannot remember it right now.
Okay. What about that singleton bean? What is the difference between singleton bean and singleton class?
So a singleton class creates the object, only single object, and that single object is present inside the entire JVM, which means only single object is present inside the entire JVM. And about singleton bean, only single object is created inside the entire IOC container.
Okay. Mhm. Good. So, do you know about the factory design pattern?
Yes. So factory design pattern is the creational design pattern, And in factory design pattern, we do not have to create the object manually because we can delegate this responsibility to the factory. So factory will create and return the object based on the user input and based and using a common interface. And if we use factory design pattern in our application, then our application will become loosely coupled, and also it supports the open close principle of design, object oriented design.
Okay. So tell me about the some OOPS concept about the polymorphism.
So polymorphism means same name and many forms, and we can achieve polymorphism with the help of method overloading and method overriding.
Okay. So you said that overriding, right? So where do you use overriding in your project?
So if we are not satisfied with the parent class method implementation, then we can use method overriding.
Yeah, but in your project, okay, in your Spring Boot code, where you use this overriding?
So when we use interfaces to define interfaces and abstract classes to define a template, then we create the object, we create another class, and we implement the all the methods from that interface or that abstract class. So so at that time we are providing the method overriding, as well as when we use Spring Data JPA. At that time, Spring also creates the proxy class. At that time, it provides the method overriding and writes the logic at the runtime. So we use method overriding every time in the Spring Boot application.
Okay. Do you know about the threads?
Yes. So thread is the smallest unit of execution, and if when we have multiple independent tasks, then we can use threads to execute them in parallel. And to create thread, we can use thread class, a runnable interface, callable interface, and we can also use lambda function.
Okay, so in case of callable and sorry, in case of thread and runnable, so which you prefer?
Runnable would be preferred because it provides the advantage of multiple inheritance.
Okay, good, good. And in case of callable, so when we can go for runnable or callable?
If we want something in return from that thread, then we can go for callable. Or if we don't want any return, then we can go for runnable.
Okay, okay. So you say that. Okay, so tell me the life cycle of thread.
In thread lifecycle, there are four states. So first is born state, in which thread is created with the new keyword. Second is ready state, in which thread is scheduled with the thread scheduler. And third is running state, in which thread is executed. And fourth is dead state, where thread completes its execution and it is terminated.
Okay. So what is synchronized keyword?
So synchronized keyword is provided by Java. Synchronized keyword can be used block level or method level. And if we make a method or a block synchronized, then then only one single thread can access that method or a block. So synchronized method, it first acquires the lock, and there are two types of lock: object level lock and class level lock. So when the method is static, then that thread acquires class level lock, and when the method is non-static, then that thread acquires object level lock. So this is about synchronized keyword.
Okay, so you said that one thread can access at a time in case of synchronized lock, right? So let's say we have two objects, okay, and that objects have one method. Let's say we have one class called as a demo class, okay,
Hmm.
which has one method called as a method M1. Now, and that method is synchronized, okay. So their syntax, let's say public void, so public synchronize void and M1. Okay, now I have created two threads. Now here we have two threads and two objects. So can that two threads access that two objects method at the same time?
Yes, because there are two different objects. That means there will be two different object level locks. So these two threads will run simultaneously at the same time.
Okay, perfect. So what is executor service?
So executor service is provided by Java, and it is used to manage the threads. When we create the thread with a new keyword, we do not have to call the start method. Instead, we can just pass those threads in the submit method of executor service, and executor service will manage its execution, and it will schedule that thread and it will manage its execution. And executor service maintains a specific number of threads, and it uses that threads again and again for to perform a specific task. And it also has many types of thread pool, like single thread executor and a fixed thread pool, and cache thread pool, and scheduled thread pool.
Okay, so what is the use of that scheduled thread?
So, a scheduled thread pool can be used to, it contains some threads, and that threads is used for the scheduled task.
Okay, good. Used to perform database operation in your project.
So we are using Spring Data JPA. So if we use Spring Data JPA, we can easily perform the database operations. Spring Data JPA provides some inbuilt methods like save, delete, and save, delete, and find all, like that. So if we to implement the Spring Data JPA, we create interface, and we extend that interface from the JPA repository. And at the runtime, Spring creates the proxy class, and it implements that interface and provides the implementation for the abstract methods. So this is how we use Spring Data JPA for database operation.
Okay, so do you know internally what that data JPA, what it is using internally?
So internally it is using Hibernate.
Okay. Uh, so tell me about the features of Spring Boot, which you know.
So Spring Boot provides features like it provides embedded Tomcat server, and auto configuration, and auto configured view resolver. These are the features I know that Spring Boot provides.
Okay, so which embedded server it is using?
Tomcat.
Okay, so can we change that Tomcat to other server?
Yes, we can change that, but I don't have knowledge about that. But yes, we can change.
Okay, good. Uh, I have two Spring Boot applications, and I have that I want to communicate. Okay, I want to establish the communication between that two Spring Boot application. So what you will use?
So for that, there are multiple options we have. There is EJB. We can use EJB, but EJB is only limited to Java applications only. Then there is REST template. We can use REST template. REST template is used for the synchronous communication between the application, and we can use SOAP services. SOAP services provide security, but it is complex and heavyweight. And then there is RabbitMQ. If we use RabbitMQ, then we can achieve asynchronous communication, and there is less chances of Data loss.
Okay, good. Now, let's say I have get mapping. Okay, so mm, tell me how that get mapping or that HTTP request will be mapped to that get mapping.
So when we request from the browser, that request flows to the dispatcher servlet in the Spring Boot application. So dispatcher servlet doesn't know what to do with that, do with that request. So we have to configure handler mapping for that. So inside the handler mapping, we have to map that URL to a specific controller, and a specific controller and that method. So when we request, it will flow to the dispatcher servlet, and dispatcher servlet will forward it to that respective controller and the method. So this is how it is mapped to the that get mapping annotation. because we in a controller class we write annotations like get mapping and post mapping. So it contains some URL. So this is how it is mapped.
Okay. So what is the difference between added controller and added REST controller annotation?
So controller annotation is used for Spring MVC, and REST controller is used for REST APIs.
Okay, so let's say I have added controller annotation. Now I want to convert it uh, into the REST controller without using the REST controller annotation.
Then at that time we can use @response body annotation. If we give @response body annotation above our controller class, then it will behave like a REST controller.
Okay, good. So coming to the next, tell me about exception handling, or what is the difference between runtime exception and compile time exception?
So exception means an unwanted event which occurs during the execution of our program, and it disrupts the normal flow of our program. So there are two types of exceptions: runtime exception and compile time exception. Compile time exception means checked exceptions. So compile time exceptions occur during the compilation of the program, and to avoid the compile time exceptions, we can use try catch block. And if we don't want to use try catch block, then we can also use throws keyword. And if we don't handle that compile time exception, then our code will not be compiled. And about runtime exception occurs during the execution of the program. And the example of runtime exceptions are arithmetic exception, null pointer exception. These are the examples of runtime exception. And about compile time exception, examples of compile time exceptions are IO exception and file not found exception. So this is about exception. And to handle the exception, we use try catch block. So this is how we handle exception.
Okay. What is the difference between throw and throws?
So throw keyword is used to throw an exception explicitly, and throws keyword is used to declare exceptions which might be thrown in the code. So throw keyword is used inside the method, and throws keyword is used in the method declaration. Throw can throw only one exception, but throws can be used to declare multiple exceptions. So this is the difference between throw and throws.
Okay, so in Spring Boot, how you can handle the exception?
So in Spring Boot, the better way and preferable way is to use global exception handling. So to implement global exception handling, we should create the custom exception classes for exception classes for specific services. Like if there is a service called employee service, then we should create the uh, employee service exception class, and we will throw this exception from that service class with the proper message and status code. And this thrown exception will be handled in the global exception handler class. So in the global exception handler, we have to use controller advice annotation to declare that class as a global exception handler, and then inside that class we can handle these thrown exceptions. So this is the preferable way to handle the exception in Spring Boot application.
Okay. So let's say I have multiple environments. Okay, for example, SIT, UAT, and production. Now there is an application.property, okay, or application.yaml file, where we can specify the credentials of the database, okay, and some other credentials. Now the thing is, if I have multiple environments, then how we can manage this credentials, environment specific credentials.
So in that case, we should create multiple application.properties file for specific environment. And in that application.properties file, we should write the properties related to that environment only. And in the main application.properties, we can just mention which application property is currently active.
Okay, good. Now coming to the Java 8. So how you rate yourself in Java 8?
I would rate 8 out of 10.
Okay. So what are the features which you know in Java 8?
So Java, it provides features like functional interfaces and Lambda function, stream APIs, default methods. So these are the features that Java it provides.
Okay, so what is a function interface?
So functional interface is the interface which have only one single abstract method, and it may have multiple default or static methods, but it must have only single abstract method.
Okay. Uh, what is lambda expression?
So lambda expression is used to reduce the lines of code, and it is the purpose of lambda expression is to provide the implementation for the functional interfaces, and to declare and lambda expressions does not have any method name, does not have any return type, and access modifier. And there are some types of functional interfaces for which we can use lambda expressions.
Okay, so what are those?
Before Java, there is a comparator interface and callable and runnable interface. And after Java 8, Java 8 introduced some functional interfaces like predicate, consumer, supplier, and function.
Okay, good. So there's a double colon operator. Okay,
Yes.
so we can use instead of lambda expression sometime. Okay, for code reusability. Now coming to the stream API. Okay, so you said the stream API, right?
Yes.
It's very powerful feature in the Java 8. And okay, so there's another stream called as a parallel stream. Okay, so overall, Divya, you are good. Okay, to just learn that Java 8 part of stream APIs. Have you done that coding questions?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. So do you have laptop now? Laptop main. Skip
Yes.
it. Skip it. Okay. Okay, so I think we are good. Okay. So my feedback is just you have to prepare that difference between the parallel streams, and then collection, and then stream. Okay. But otherwise, overall, you are doing well. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.